So let's not skip a beat. Let's go right down to Monday Night Raw from La Cruces. La Cruces?
I don't know.
Las Cruces. It's in New Mexico.
Welcome back to another episode of Royally Rumbled's 2008 Universe Mode. My name is Jordan.
And I'm Robert, and we are here at the fallout from our very first pay-per-view, Backlash.
That's right. So many things happened. We crowned new champions. We had championships retain. And then we got the finals of the Gold Rush tournament for the World Heavyweight Championship between Triple H and Randy Orton. And, of course, Randy Orton becoming the new World Heavyweight Champion.
It was a wild show that we did commentary for the entirety of. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Let us know if you did, so we'll do that for our next pay-per-view, which is coming up very soon. It's Night of Champions. So this begins our build. This week begins our build to Night of Champions, our next pay-per-view. Raw is in New Mexico this week. Let's take a look at that program. Kicking things off, the new Intercontinental Champion William Regal takes on challenger CM Punk in a non-title match. William Regal manages to counter out of the Anaconda Vice, hits a Regalplex, and then locks in the Regal Stretch, forcing CM Punk to tap out. And while Regal is celebrating his win, Shelton Benjamin, his opponent from last night at Backlash, appears on the stage and applauds the champion's victory. What's Shelton's game here? In the next match, we have Natalya taking on Ashley. Natty seems to have the advantage throughout this match, but Ashley turns things around with a spear and follows it up with a top rope elbow drop for the pinfall victory. Huge victory for Ashley here. And in the next match, we have Shad from the Tag Team Champions Crime Time taking on Dolph Ziggler. But Ziggler enters and introduces his new partner, John Morrison. The bell rings and Dolph Ziggler is really showing off here. He's hitting big spots like top rope missile drop kicks and big crossbodies to the outside. Dolph then picks up the win after a zigzag and beats Shad down after the match. Can this new team of Morrison and Ziggler ignite a fire within both superstars? Next, Rey Mysterio hits the ring to cut a promo, returning to Raw after being attacked by Triple H in the Gold Rush tournament. Rey comes to the ring and calls Triple H out, saying Triple H has made his life miserable. Triple H answers, and he and Rey have words back and forth. Rey challenges Triple H to a match to settle the score, but Triple H laughs. Rey Mysterio rears back and headbutts the game, leading to an all-out brawl. Triple H gets the better of Rey and stands tall. And now for the main event, which is a number one contendership match for the World Heavyweight Championship. We have Jeff Hardy versus Marcus Corvon.
Oh, I'm so excited. The charismatic Enigma takes on the Alpha Male in tonight's Raw main event.
There he is, hoping to become the number one contender for Randy Orton's World Heavyweight Championship, Jeff Hardy.
Now, it's interesting to note that Jeff Hardy and Marcus Corvon were eliminated earlier in the World Heavyweight Championship Gold Rush tournament. So it makes sense that they would be considered for contenders here.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like they're both in the fan favorite category. Obviously, Hardy maybe a little bit more than Marcus Corvon at this point. but I definitely wanted to see what we could build here with these two in a match.
And here he is, the alpha male, Marcus Corvon, looking determined and ready.
I really like his entrance. Oh my god. He appeared out of nowhere.
Well, he stood up.
No, I know. It just he wasn't in the frame, and then he was in the frame. I was like, ah. That was cool.
Yeah, I pieced this entrance together. I figured it fit him as best it can. I don't think any preset entrance could match the swagger that Marcus Corvon actually possessed. But here we are in 2008 in our universe mode, making do with what we got.
Doing it live, sort of.
Doing it live.
But yeah, Corvon here looking for a statement victory, and in the process would become the #1 contender, which would be huge.
Yeah, both of these guys actually losing to the world heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
And here we go, getting ready to tie up here. And wait a minute.
The Viper, Randy Orton, the champ here, has made his way down to ringside, probably looking to get a close-up on his potential challengers for the title.
Interesting development. I wonder if it's going to affect either's performance.
And then, of course, he's in full ring gear and not carrying the title because video games.
And the bell rings, and Jeff Hardy coming out hot with that big forearm smash.
Corvon was really favoring his ankle there. I hope he didn't hurt himself.
I think the appearance of Randy Orton has just set a fire in Jeff Hardy here.
And may have intimidated Corvon to the point that he's not ready to compete right now because he's getting absolutely brutalized by Jeff Hardy in the early going here.
Oh, and Hardy actually rolling him up like a pretzel here and really working that ankle we mentioned before. But wait, Corvon able to get out of it. Into the corner.
There he is.
Oh, the big back elbow. Yeah,
using some power moves to try to regain some momentum here because he did not start off good for Corvon.
No. And Hardy with that big forearm smash into the corner this time. And Corvon has been on the defense for essentially this entire match.
Yeah, short of a few moves, Jeff has really been in complete control, and he's feeling it, clearly.
Well, the WWE Universe does love Jeff Hardy. And here's the cover. Barely a 1 count.
Just feeling him out, just to see what's going through his head here.
Well, Jeff is keeping the pressure on, but Corvon able to counter out. Oh. Beautiful suplex, just throwing him. And a wild headbutt. Now Corvon is starting to feel it.
He's looking to take some control here.
Returning the neck crank that Hardy issued earlier.
And keeping Hardy on the ground, which is probably the most important thing.
Yeah, and here's a cover. 1. Corvon got a bigger 1 count there than Hardy.
He's got to stay on top of Hardy and not let Hardy generate any offense.
Yeah, because once Hardy starts building momentum, it's over. I mean, you've got a shot here and an opportunity at the World Heavyweight Championship. You've got to do everything in your power. Oh, and Jeff answering with some fists here, and they're just going blow for blow. And Jeff, sending Corvon to the outside.
Unceremoniously dumps him. Now Jeff's got some words for the champ. Interesting. And Orton's up.
And now the champion has something to say to Jeff Hardy. Wait a minute. Oh, my God. In a collision, Marcus Corvon hits the pounce on Orton on the outside of the ring.
Looked like he was obviously going for Jeff, but Jeff sidestepped it and took the champ out in the process.
And Jeff goes for the pin. Obviously, cover. One.
Wow.
But Corvon able to get out.
I'm surprised Orton just accepted that pounce and is taking his ball and going home.
Well, Corvon not done. Now a single leg Boston Crab. Will Hardy tap out here? No. Jeff battles back.
It's a very interesting development in the middle of this match, and Orton just decided to leave. So now the distraction, or potential distraction, is gone, and Corvon with a huge swinging neck breaker.
Do you think that Orton is trying to sabotage? Wait a minute. Hardy caught him with that DDT. And Hardy looking for a cutter of sorts. But able to stay on top of it. And a twist of fate.
Nice.
Connects. Cover. 1, 2.
Wow.
Oh!
Barely
Only
a two count. Corvon answered the 2 count, but doesn't look good for him, man. He is down and out.
Hardy up at the top. Oh, Hardy going for that leg drop, but Corvon moving out of the way.
Uh-oh.
Big
Huge
DDT.
What's he looking for? Jeff reverses it. What is Jeff going to do? Oh.
That sit-out face buster. And now, Corvon in position.
If he hits the swanton, it's over. What is he waiting for?
Momentum, perhaps?
An invitation?
And connects with that elbow drop.
And another twist of fate. Jesus.
1, 2.
Jeff
and there
Hardy.
we go.
Wow.
New number 1 contender, Jeff Hardy.
Looked like he wanted to send a message there because he clearly had the match won, but waited to hit yet another twist of fate before calling it. Corvon got out of the bricks really slow, and Jeff capitalized.
That's true.
The stuff with Randy on the outside notwithstanding, obviously.
I was going to say earlier, do you think Randy Orton has it out for Jeff Hardy?
If he didn't before, he does now, because now Hardy's the number 1 contender, and the apex predator will strike whenever he wants.
Well, tonight is Jeff Hardy's night. He has punched his ticket to challenge Randy Orton for the World Heavyweight Championship at Night of Champions.
It's exciting. I'm excited for the prospects of that match. So, very interesting main event took place. The interference with Orton happening. Jeff Hardy obviously winning the number 1 contendership. The rest of Raw was a pretty good show, I thought. William Regal asserting his dominance. But Shelton Benjamin, is he interested in how Regal is wrestling, or is it sarcastic? Is there I don't know what the actual dynamic is there yet.
Yeah, I mean, we just need to watch it play out. Obviously, they're 2 incredible athletes, and it might make sense that Shelton is showing some sort of respect to the Intercontinental Champion, but we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, definitely.
But we also got Dolph Ziggler taking on Shad in that singles match, where Ziggler actually came out on top.
And formed a team with John Morrison, which, for my money, is probably one of the better tag teams in our universe right now.
I mean, debatable, but we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, they're better than
goes.
anybody on SmackDown anyway.
Whoa. Shots fired. Shots fired. Speaking of SmackDown, though, let's go right into that because SmackDown had a fun show this week. Friday Night SmackDown emanates from Los Angeles, California. The show is underway, and we are welcomed to the program by WWE Champion Chris Jericho. Jericho goes on to discuss his championship victory at Backlash over Batista, claiming he still has not encountered a worthy opponent. The lights in the arena go out, the gong is heard, and The Undertaker has returned to confront Y2J. Jericho, although nervous at first, holds his ground and says that he isn't afraid of the dead man. He said that if The Undertaker wants to lose to him again, Jericho will gladly put him away. So after this segment, it's official. At Night of Champions in a few short weeks, Chris Jericho defends the WWE Championship against The Undertaker. Match 2 saw an opportunity to challenge for the Divas Championship at Night of Champions. 4 of the top divas from SmackDown battled it out to face new champion Beth Phoenix. In a match that was almost too crazy to call the action, Melina pinned Maria to pick up the win after a last call. Melina will face Beth Phoenix in 3 weeks at Night of Champions. Shawn Michaels took on Sabu in a very fun and exciting match, which saw them brawl out into the crowd. Sabu was incredibly close to pinning HBK, but Shawn Michaels was able to come back, wear down Sabu, and lock in the sharpshooter to make him tap out. The Rated R Superstar was in action, fresh off his victory against Christian at Backlash. Edge took on Bobby Lashley in a singles match. Although Lashley fought valiantly, Edge put Bobby Lashley away with a spear. Edge continues to build momentum after Backlash. And now we are getting the very first encounter between The Miz and John Cena, 2 superstars who have had such animosity towards one another this entire time we've been doing this. And so now we finally get The Miz versus John Cena. And here's The Miz, the man who almost won the United States Championship last Friday on SmackDown.
That was a really good match, and he had such a great opportunity for the brash upstart here.
I mean, if you believe in yourself, you could pretty much do anything. And that's what The Miz is doing here. He thinks he's better than John Cena. And tonight he finally gets a chance to prove it.
And with the catchphrase "I'm awesome," doesn't seem like anybody believes in The Miz more than himself.
Absolutely not. I mean, The Miz is fantastic. But he's got a tall order here in 2008, taking on the man, the myth, the legend, John Cena. Multi-time world champion at this point.
It's the franchise. His time is now.
But I thought this was like a good spot for these two to come together.
Definitely.
One-on-one for the very first time in this iteration.
Yeah, they had an opportunity to touch up in the Fatal 4-Way, but now, depending on how you look at it, The Miz has an opportunity to get hands on John Cena, or John Cena finally gets his chance to get his hands on The Miz.
And speaking of, here comes Mr. WWE himself, John Cena.
This is full bore chain gang John Cena, right?
Hell yeah.
There it is on his shirt.
Hell yeah.
He just fresh off of doing The Marine, a film franchise that The Miz would eventually inherit, actually.
Yeah. That's a good way to look at it. Maybe they're feuding over The Marine. Who gets to play The Marine in The Marine? And Cena's going after Miz one more time, yelling. And now, all the way back in the very beginning of this, the very first episode of SmackDown, Miz was cutting a promo talking about how he's the best, how he's awesome, how he's the most important, most must-see character on SmackDown. And John Cena took issue with that. And John Cena
I don't
came
blame
out,
him.
And they had some words. And now we're getting them one-on-one for the very first time.
Let's see who kicks it off hotter. Oh! Okay.
And Cena with the big belly-to-belly suplex and a kick to the back. Cena's mad. Technically, The Miz cost John Cena the United States Championship.
It's true.
The Miz hitting the skull-crushing finale on Cena, but ultimately The Miz eating the pinfall from JBL.
Yeah, and Cena here looking to exert his dominance over The Miz physically.
Absolutely.
The Miz is going to have to wrestle smart rather than try to do anything. And there's that beautiful corner clothesline.
It's so incredibly difficult to pull off, and I don't understand how he does it half the time.
So seamlessly?
Yeah. So Miz on the offense here. A stalling suplex connects. And Cena powders out.
Yeah, Miz showing that he's strong too. Just because it's Super Cena doesn't mean that he can't lift him.
And some punches being exchanged on the outside. Cena just pushing Miz down.
This right now it looks like a schoolyard fight with the bully and then the other kid. Like that's what it looks like. They're just punching each other and pushing each other.
And the referees count, of course, continuing. And there's
Cena,
that fisherman suplex.
Cena's famous haphazard fisherman suplex.
I will say I do like the way it looks. He does it very smooth.
He does, but it always looks like he almost lets him go at the wrong part.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Throttles him and a sit-out powerbomb cover 1. But Miz able to pop the shoulder up.
John Cena strong style. Elbow to the face.
Cena's really working the arms of the Miz here. Cover 1.
Big kick out by Miz.
And I don't think Cena's expecting Miz to put up the fight that he has.
No, definitely not. Perhaps Cena overlooked the Miz here and thought it would just be a walk in the park.
Oh, interesting. Interesting development. And Miz sweeps the leg, proving that he actually can hold his own. And there's a beautiful jawbreaker. Modified jawbreaker there from the Miz. And then the big clubbing blows to the back of Cena.
Miz seems to be feeling it here. That's Miz's patented double neck breaker, right? Is that what that would be? Because he does one on the knee and then drops him, right?
Something like that, but it looks like he's calling for a skull-crushing finale. Is he going to connect? And he does!
Wow!
Cena's down. Miz pulls
Big
him to the
impact.
center of the ring. Shoots the half. Cover. 1, 2. Oh, and
Wow.
John Cena gets the shoulder up.
Oh. Hey, that red cape is showing.
Miz,
Ooh.
the disrespect continues.
I love it.
Miz showing that he's not affected. Big back body drop.
This is good. This is getting good. Ooh.
Oh. And that
Hammerlock.
hammerlock back suplex, driving all that force. And wait a minute. Miz, feet on the ropes, cover. Oh, and Cena doesn't even let him get a 1 count. Oh.
Big neck breaker.
And what's Miz doing now? Taking a second, getting his wits about him.
Just taking a breather. Getting some separation from Cena. What if he popped up? You don't ever know with Cena.
He needs to figure out what he's going to do, and another neck breaker.
Wow.
What's going to happen?
Miz is really focused on
Wait
all
a
of his
minute.
attacks. Uh-oh.
And Cena...
I think this is called the other shoe dropping. That's what this is. Cena's let him have his fun.
Snake Eyes in the corner. And
uh-oh.
Oh boy.
We all know what comes next.
Attitude adjustment. Cover. 1, 2. The Miz. The Miz kicked out, and Cena is fired up.
He can't believe it. I can't believe it.
And Miz countering Cena. And a low blow directly in front of the referee.
What?
The Miz just got himself disqualified.
That's so disappointing because The Miz really had a good match going.
And wow is all I can say as The Miz blatantly with that low blow.
Like he didn't even try to do it behind the referee's back.
I mean, he hit the skull-crushing finale. Cena kicked out. He tried putting his feet on the ropes. Cena kicked out. He's exhausted his game plan. So I think he just, as a last resort, knew Cena didn't technically beat him. But
that's just disappointing because he showed the resilience that neither of us might have believed that he had going into that match.
Yeah.
So for him to blatant low blow to get out of it, that's like a get out of a match with Cena free card. Hit him in the old bean bag, as they say. It sucks because that match could have really had an impactful finish. But I guess in some respects, that's as impactful as it's going to get, right? Miz sending a message to John Cena here.
Cena has not beaten The Miz. And I think after Miz kicked out of the AA, Miz knew, okay, if he gets me again, I'm done.
Cena was about to unload on him.
So Miz, lives to fight another day, so to speak.
Smart. It was. I guess you could say at the end of the day, chips on the table, down to brass tacks, whatever other cliche you have, Miz was smart for getting out of that match alive with John Cena.
That's true. SmackDown overall, pretty fun show. Shawn Michaels picking up a win on Sabu. We got Edge picking up a win on Bobby Lashley. Some more things are in play. We got a new number 1 contender for the Divas Championship. Yeah. And Chris Jericho versus The Undertaker official for Night of Champions.
That's a big Night of Champions match right there.
Rematch for the
from your very first episode of SmackDown,
which was a crazy match.
It was.
So obviously, if you guys haven't seen those, go back into the YouTube playlist, make it through, and then you'll be up to date. We put out episodes every Monday, so stay tuned for more. Thank you very much for watching. Let us know whose show was better this week. Whose main event match you liked more. Did you like Jeff Hardy winning to go on to become the number 1 contender against Randy Orton's World Heavyweight Championship? Or did you prefer The Miz taking the coward's way out and hitting John Cena with the low blow? Either way, I'm a big fan of both shows. But if you want, go ahead, follow us on social media at Royally Rumbled, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If you want to follow us individually for whatever reason, sometimes we're funny. Jordan, could be found on Twitter, Instagram at JL24FPS.
And I, Robert, can be found on Twitter and Instagram at Yesball. So stay tuned for what we've got next. We are now full steam ahead towards Night of Champions, our next pay-per-view, which is, after this show, 2 or 3 weeks away.
I think it's 3.
3 weeks away. So we've got our Night of Champions pay-per-view coming up soon, and that's a wrap.
Yeah, that's a wrap on number 7 of this 2008 Universe Mode. So thank you very much for watching. Again, for Royally Rumbled, I'm Jordan.
I'm Robert.
And we'll see you next time in 2008.